And joining me this morning for the news review are two fresh new voices, but not so new if you've been listening into the Joy Business Report. Northern Akwa-Hayford. Good morning, Northern.
Good morning to you, Daniel. How are you?
I am blessed. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
And then we dragged him out of the laboratory. Edwin Apia, by Joy Online. Charlie, how's the Edwinology lab doing?
It's under rehabilitation.
Okay, if you need any funds for rehabilitation, don't worry. We can sort you out. So, guys, very good morning. Very excited to have you guys on the show this morning. How's your weekend?
It was fun. I'm just looking forward to the next one, you know.
Why?
You can't have enough of the weekend, you know. So
yeah, the weekend is a very, very essential part of our sanity.
Exactly.
But let's wish a happy belated birthday, speaking of the weekend, to Israel Lai, Bra Lai, the legend. Yeah. There's another name, but I can't mention it. It's only 6:35.
Happy birthday, easy.
Belated happy birthday.
And take it easy.
And take it easy. And also, we have to congratulate Samuel Nanambro Elegba. He is Chief HR Officer here as the Multimedia Group. He was ordained as a Reverend of the Victory Bible Church International yesterday.
Several advantages to the employees here, because you know when you're negotiating your salary for a Reverend, it's usually generous.
You can always go praise the Lord.
You can always plead the blood of Jesus.
Exactly.
So Reverend Samuel Nanambro Elegba, good morning, and a very good morning to Bishop Takiya Boy, who is the head pastor, General Overseer at the Victory Bible Church International. Good morning, sir. Thanks for all the support.
Happy birthday.
And a belated happy birthday to our Vice President.
Yeah, but Mayor is 55 years old.
Yes.
You know another thing that is growing in this country?
What is growing?
The city is 5.2. You know.
Oh, so 5.2 versus
55.
Versus 50.
The city is catching up with Baumia.
Okay, let's do the front pages before we get into any more trouble. Northern, we'll begin with the BNFT in a moment. But guys, as we always do, so many of our friends have reasons to thank God. It's only right that we share our testimony.
God transmogrified my disgrace to amazing grace, my hopeless desert to a fruitful island. During my formative age, I was waxing strong academically, but at the time, I felt some psychological laceration, narcolepsy, narcolepsy, a state of utter catalepsis.
Say that again, so that we are sure you are speaking English.
Yeah.
Psychological laceration.
Yes. I was bedeviled.
I want you to use those English
yes.
again. Say it now.
I was bedeviled by acute psychological laceration, narcolepsy, narcolepsy, a state of utter catalepsis, macaronically. Now,
including macaroni.
I mean,
tell your testimony now, John, before I kick your macaroni out of your head.
What happened was that at the time I was embittered by fatigue. That the thing was so excruciating, acute, and nebulous. But I just give God thanks today. He has given me immunity, sparking like electricity, to truncate satanic stupidity, and giving me such as sickness and other calamity. I just thank God for immunity that sparked more.
Oh, Charlie.
The guy.
He has saved us from a state of catalysis. So this is on behalf of all the people who have to thank God this morning.
I like the satanic stupidity part.
because you see, it's not just stupidity, but it's satanic stupidity. That is dangerous.
For those of you driving to work, I mean, you've been taken out of the satanic stupidity.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
But let's start with the BNFT.
Okay, on the front page of the BNFT this morning, BOG to take action on savings and loans.
Yeah, the finder is reporting that tension is mounting in the Ghana Police Service as COP Buanu is 60 years old and he's been appointed Deputy IGP.
The Gold Street Business says fake tin number scandal hits GRA. Commissioner vows to punish corporates.
Yeah, staying with the final, there's another one on domestic flights moved to Terminal 2.
And then the graphic this morning says UPSA dismisses 3 lecturers. They solicit sex from female students. Affected staff challenge decision.
And the Daily Heritage is reporting that 15.2 million cedis GSA training school is leaking after 2 years of use.
But when we go to the Ghanaian Observer this morning, they say tension mounts at Bema camp as Mohammed's security head uses security installation to shelter 2020 campaign cars.
And the Daily Guide is also reporting that the snake has strangled the spiritualist to death.
Well, then the New Crusading Guide says Ghana ready to transmit energy across West Africa.
15 members of the NDC have been hospitalized after a gory accident. Today is reporting.
Right, so guys, since we are done with the front pages, let's move into the details of the stories. And the cylinder manufacturing company is in the news, Norman.
Yes, this morning we are told that the Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company, the board had been reconstituted. If you recall, somewhere May, we had a standoff between Francis Essiem, who is the managing director of the place, with the board at the time. And we are told that the government has reconstituted the board for this company. You remember that we had the recirculation policy, which we are working on, and also the fact that just yesterday it marked 1 year that the explosion happened at Atomic Junction.
Which is why the recirculation model was being rolled out in the first place.
Yes.
Remember though that the LPG Distributors Association, GLIPCOA, they are claiming that all this whole explosion was staged to make way for that recirculation policy. Yes, and so a lot of questions have been raised, which is why it's important for us to find out where is that report, where is that fire report, so that we can know exactly what caused it.
Yeah, that's what we should be asking. I mean,
those are some of the questions that we will be asking the NPA today when they join us on the show. Edwin, let me come to you. Illicit sex going on?
Yes, UPSC. There is UPS has dismissed 3 lectures over sex. Apparently, one of the students got pregnant, and the lecturer helped abort the pregnancy in his apartment.
He helped abort the pregnancy in his apartment?
Yes, the lecturer had a friend who is a medical officer. I gave him some medications, and then the lecturer inserted the medicine in the vagina. So she was bleeding. She was bleeding, quite profusely, and then she was sent to the hospital. She survived, but the lecturer has been dismissed.
But what is your place going to help abort a baby for a student?
Well, the baby is the lecturer's product, so he has to
take care of the baby's product.
The UPSC's lawyers do not actually want to speak to the story because it's still under investigation. Okay. There's a judicial decision to be taken on it, so it's still a little bit silent.
Okay. Novan, let's move on into this issue of the fake TIN numbers.
Yes, the fake TIN numbers. You know that the government rolled out a policy to ensure that they could, rope in more people so we can pay taxes. And this is one of the policies that was needed. And all you needed to do was to visit any of the GRA offices and then, request, and you can get yourself a TIN number. Even now, as we speak, one of the things that is happening is you cannot open a bank account if you don't have a TIN number. It's one of the requirements that are needed. But interestingly, what is happening, we are told by the Go Street Business, is that officials of GRA, as usual, as Ghanaian as some of us can be, are doing some kind of deals. You go, they delay you have to pay money, before you can get this TIN number. And so the Commissioner General, Emmanuel Kofi Nti, has warned that they have started investigations. So if you work at the GRA offices and you are on that desk that are supposed to be providing TIN numbers to Ghanaians, then be careful, because your boss is coming very hard at you. He says they're investigating. When they get hold of you, they will deal with you.
Okay, we want to see the first person being dealt with. Then we know it's real. Okay, Edwin, let's move on, shall we?
If you saw a video on social media with a guy in a gutter with a snake around his neck, well, the Daily Guide is giving us more details. They're saying that a snake has strangled the spiritualist to death. Samed Adam was actually carrying the snake from the shrine. He was going to give it to a spiritualist. The snake apparently has dollar coughing abilities.
Dollar coughing abilities?
Exactly.
So it coughs dollars?
Exactly. So they were conveying the snake to the spiritualist.
To go and finish off with these dollar coughing abilities?
Exactly. So he was riding a motorbike, and then the snake, a python actually, strangles him. and then he fell into a gutter, and within minutes.
With the dollars in the guy's neck.
I don't know. You know, I think you send a snake to the shrine, and then you perform some things. You know, they do their thing, and then the snake starts coughing the dollars. Apparently, the snake was hungry for some days now. He had not been eating anything, and so when he put the snake around the neck, the snake felt the neck and felt, this looks juicy, you know, and so strangle the guy.
You want a snake to come and cough dollars too. You won't give the snake food to it. Anyway, but let's move to other stories.
This is quite interesting. What people can do just to get money.
Yeah.
But what is happening this morning? This story was actually reported somewhere last week by Joy Business, and this morning you see it at the front page of the BFT, BOG, to take action on savings and loans. We are told, and I'm sure there are a lot of reports that we've heard about savings and loans companies who are unable to meet the demands of their clients in withdrawals that they have been asking from them. This has been, said to be due to panic withdrawals, due to the challenge that we've seen in the banking space. But the BOG says they are ready to take or just strike the hammer on these savings and loans companies who are illiquid or who have liquidity challenges or who are unable to pay their clients who want to withdraw. And so in the coming weeks, we should be prepared. It's not only the banks that are suffering.
Exactly.
The savings and loans who are also having these challenges will be dealt with by the Bank of Ghana. What we understand is that it would cost some 2 billion cities to save these savings and loans companies who seem to be having challenges if you want to protect the depositors. And so the Central Bank with Ministry of Finance are actually, looking at how do they go about this. Should it be the purchase and assumption method that they should use, or what should be the next model that should be used to ensure that you, the depositor, your funds are saved? Remember that even though 7 banks have gone down, the depositors were protected, their monies are safe, there are no challenges with them, and so they want to ensure
it's easy to say that, isn't it? But some people have found it difficult to access their funds. Particularly with persons whose funds are with the consolidated bank, even persons who were with savings and loans lodging their funds with any of these 5 original banks, they have had challenges accessing the monies immediately.
Some of these people are those who a lot of had these fixed deposits and all that. And you see, as a new bank, they ought to take their time and then ensure that they look at all the things that they need to look at before they can pay off these monies. You just don't go when you haven't checked the documents and all the things that you have and then pay these things off. So that is what is going on. But for sure, we can let them know that these funds you have there are safe. Whatever it is, it will be paid back to you when they are matured or when you need them.
Right, so these funds are safe, but apparently the roof of a new Ghana Standards Authority training school.
It is a very interesting story, Daniel. You won't believe it. I mean, the Ghana Standards Authority built a training school, and the training school is not up to standard. They built it for they built it for 15.2 million Ghana cedis.
Oh, Charlie, we have to do a Who Watches the Watchmen.
And from the 5th floor to the 8th floor, which is supposed to be rented out for hostels and things like that, it's just in disrepair. And the day they handed over the building, you could actually see that the roof and things like that was just peeling off.
And they accepted this building.
Yes, apparently, the Spielgabra at that time was the trade minister. He set up a committee to look into it because there were allegations that the former director general had taken some kickback of $1.2 million. And the report is out. Apparently, they are still looking into. Yoko is investigating the Ghana Standard Authority over this construction work. But the amazing thing is that the building is actually not in the kind of state that you would use. The Ghana Standards Authority cannot put up a building which is up to standard. I mean,
Charlie, this is putting me in a state of mental catastrophe.
This is satanic stupidity.
Okay, how do you satanic if you hope?
The devil is a liar.
Yeah.
No matter what he does, I'm sure the Standard Authority will come back and try and make sure they put up structures that will...
that people can live in at least. No, but let's move on, shall we?
Okay, so now we move on to the story that President has inaugurated the Bolga-Ouagadougou electricity project. This particular project is supposed to help us, transport electricity between the two countries, and this was done somewhere in Bolga. We are talking of the 225 kilovolts Bolgatanga-Ouagadougou power interface that has been put together for us. And I think that it is good. You know that we used to export electricity to Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire. They also do same when we have challenges, especially when we had this Dumso situation. We had to depend on, Cote d'Ivoire and imported power from these people. And so to have this facility that can give you that seamless, transportation of these electricity
or transmission of
it. I mean, I think is very good, and that's what has been done.
Of course. Speaking of Ghana and Burkina Faso, I am so curious to find out what exactly has happened about the spilling of the Bagui Dam. The president and the presidents of Burkina Faso met on these matters. Livelihoods of hundreds and thousands are dependent on the spilling of the dam every single year, and it's important that a specific decision is made so that, going forward, people don't have to start over their lives every year.
It's depressing. They built that dam. Apparently, there's a report that suggests that the government of Ghana was not aware when a dam was being built, although the building of the dam had very serious implications for Ghana, and after building the dam, you realize that since 1999, almost every year, farms are destroyed in the three northern regions. And we actually did a story about a farmer who has been affected 4 times.
4 separate times?
4 times.
My question is, why does he keep going there?
Well, because apparently the land closer to where the water is spilled, the spillage way,
yes,
is very fertile.
Well,
so he tells me that it's more productive to plant over there
and lose them.
Yeah, he spent about 720 Ghana cedis to plant several acres, and he's expecting about 9,000 Ghana cedis profit. Wow. So it's worth the risk if you like, and then you just plant, and then the following year you just build a dam. You're in big trouble.
Okay, on this particular issue, the one village, one dam, I recall, I think the trade minister was talking about the fact that one of the solutions they want to put in place is to also have a dam in that area, so that when the water is spilled, it can come and be collected in that dam that the farmers in that area could use in doing what they have to do. So that is what we know. We are hoping that that project can take off and be completed to help stop the destruction of farms year in, year out.
But for the life of me, I can't imagine why after 19 years, since 1999, we still watch this thing happen every year. Edwin, quickly, let's finish off with these 2 people who have been jailed for doing what?
Daniel, what kind of insult would you consider very insulting? I mean, you can't just take it anymore. I mean, just imagine.
I've heard a few interesting words today.
You've been in a Lions Den before, right?
Oh,
how insulting is it to be in
a Lions Den?
Yeah.
No, I was thinking about when I come out and I can tell everyone I've been there before, so it wasn't so bad.
Well, but in this case, Charlie, a woman, he just couldn't take it anymore. At Makola, there is this man and a woman who keeps insulting this man, this trader at Makola for some time now. One day, she decided she can't take it anymore.
So what did she do?
Patrick goes to see the woman and says, let me read Patrick's comments. Patrick's comment is very interesting. He says that you are a prostitute. You don't wear pants when you come to town. And you have been having sex with Boga besides your husband. I will beat you. I will not always insult you, but I will beat you. And Rabitu just couldn't take it anymore. He said, look, this is it. So he went to report to the police. The police come for Patrick and one other lady, Esther. And they are arraigned and then they are jailed 6 months. And
for doing what?
And 2 weeks.
For doing what?
For insulting a woman.
Okay.
I think the assault issue was also part. The fact that he said, I would beat you.
Yeah.
I would beat you.
Yes, he actually said, you are a useless woman. I will kill you and kill your beloved child. So they were charged with offensive conduct conducive to breach of peace and threat of death. I've never heard this charges before. Offensive conduct conducive to breach of peace and threat of death.
So wait, the fuel price is threatening my peace. Can I?
Yeah, you can sue the fuel price for offensive conduct.
Yeah.
Yes. Offensive conduct conducive to breach
of peace. Yes, in fact. My lawyers. Good morning to Samson Ladi Ayenini. lawyer extraordinaire. I need to call you after the show. Anyway, so we are going online now, and the online news review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy. And download the Safe Doctor app now from the Google Play. Safe Doctor, the future of better medical care. Now, Goyle, your trusted number one and biggest indigenous oil marketing company, says Ayiko to our numerous customers. Your loyalty to the Goyle brand has always been rewarded. For the third consecutive year, Goyle is the CIMG Petroleum Company of the Year. We dedicate this award to you, our valued customers, for staying with us through thick and thin. Continue to buy from any of our 300 plus service stations for quality fuel and lubricants. Buy Goyle. Let's support the economy. Goyle Good Energy, Goyle. Yenara Yedia. Now, Zenith Bank has now obtained an ISO 27001 and PCI DSS certifications. More than ever before, customers of Zenith Bank can be assured of the confidentiality of their information as well as security of our systems, processes, and procedures. So go on, make that move to Zenith Bank today. Open an account with us and sign up for our array of MasterCard and Visa cards. Banking with Zenith Bank is easy, convenient, and secure. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Now, Airtel Tigo network upgrade is ongoing to provide customers with nationwide coverage, fast internet, and superior voice quality. The upgrade will be a smooth one. However, in the unlikely event where customers do encounter a network challenge such as no service or emergency, customers should visit any Airtel Tigo shop as the Greater Accra region or in the Greater Accra region with a valid ID to upgrade their SIM for free. This upgrade will not affect customers' Airtel Tigo money, airtime, or phone contacts. Customers can also call 100 or 0277 55 1000 or 02 100 for more information. Let's upgrade together for wider coverage, fast internet experience, and superior voice quality. Airtel Tigo, one big family. You can get the pictures of the Achimota Apenkwa traffic lights, which have been out for over a fortnight. myjoyonline.com. adumonline.com also says tension mounts at Moshi Zongo after man dies in police cells. The BBC.com says no agreement with us over 7,000 deportation plan. That's according to our Foreign Minister Shirley Ayoko Boche. You want to get the details of that on the BBC. And DR Congo oil tanker explosion leaves at least 50 dead. That's it for the news and online review. Edwin Appiah, Northern Accra Hayford, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day. We'll be back after the BBC News at 7, which comes off after this.
For Interplast in